in Tamil Nadu now, government wants to support even those women who want to take this as a kind of a livelihood program. They are providing free raw material because it's easy for them to collect because they are already spending money on that.
Governments reach out to you all? How did this idea about using water hyacinths, the whole project, how did it happen?
Yeah, this is a very strange thing. They wanted in Tamil Nadu, they tried with someone from Kerala, but that turned out to be a huge disappointment. Because there are certain technicalities that are involved to process this weed. Otherwise, what happens is if the moisture content is not the required minimum level, then it can attract fungus, and then mold come up and the decoloring and etc. And one should know how to process and how to store it for a longer period of time, etc. So they tried and they failed, and then me and Beena, we had been World Craft Council members, and they called our international World Craft Council member friends. They said, you have someone here in Hyderabad, so why not call them? So that's how, so then they introduced us to them, and then they negotiated, and we went and we surveyed the place and saw, and there's huge potential over there. So then finally we began as because when we started doing it, they didn't believe that we can do something great out of it. That's how it all began. And then because we have been United Nations resource personnel in the variety of things, like I had been for the advisor to UN for handlooms, and me being advisor to UN for the natural dyes and etc. So that's how we began all this, and then they gave us a first trial program, and yeah, it became, I think, kind of a huge success rather. Now, recently, one company called Ramesh Flowers, which is the exporter with an experience of more than 40 years into the European and Western markets. So they came up saying that we want a minimum of 500,000 to 1 million pieces of table mats only per year. So how many you can produce? I said, we are too small in the number. We began with just 60 ladies. So I said, we'll do something about it and we'll go on. So that's how it all began. Yeah.
So how many villages did you all touch? Is it one village or more than a village?
2 villages. Initially, we were thinking of just having one center, but they wanted us to work in 2 villages. Then we realized that the ladies coming from one village to another is not easy, particularly housewives, because they have to send their children to schools and looking after elders and the other family members to be looked after, and then finish everything and then come back to work and etc. So we said, instead of we moving them, rather we only start going to their places and then we help them. So though it was a bit of trouble for us to run between 2 villages or rather 2 centers and work, but we said we'll do that for the benefit of the villagers. So that's how we began with 2 centers.
Telangana will have 10,000 villages, Andhra 10,000, Tamil Nadu 10,000 villages?
Yes, there are.
And
yeah, to our knowledge, we were surveying and looking at only Toothukudi district. Toothukudi district has, basically this began with Ma'am Kanimozi MP Madam. So she took an extra initiative and she wanted something to happen. And the collector had been so proactive. So he was chasing us constantly to go and do something. And then they were coming and meeting the beneficiaries and visiting centers at least once a month. So they were literally like, they took extra care. That's the program happens in the best possible way. And yes, the rural development departments came up, and now industry has industries department, and though they also started working to multiply these programs there. So when we started surveying Thoothukudi district, there are some more than 400 villages. And out of 400 villages, at least 200 villages have these water bodies. Mostly the lakes are infested. And even the canals and rivers are infested with this. So we said, even if you are looking at 1 to 10 people from each village, they'll become too many to train. And there is no depth of market. So even today, they have so much of orders waiting. They don't know how to go about because it's too small a number they have now at the moment to begin with.
Right now, are they like when I had gone to Bali, you will see streets of these kind of things, these kind of baskets, and Bali is known for its furniture with the cane and things like that. So, do you foresee a future if the government supports you all to make at least in every state, if one district can focus on become an expert on these kind of products, can we do something in today's world where A, water bodies are suffering, B, there's so many subsidies being given that the work habits and the work culture of our country is going down? Would this make a difference, and how can the community come together to make this happen?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It'll be what I was calling. I was actually talking to the collector and his team. If they start doing something, actually they can create kind of a mini revolution. Because there is no dearth of raw material, and raw material you are getting it for nothing. No, you don't have to buy the raw material. In fact, you have people to go around, just collect them, dry them. Maybe you have to put in your labor to do that. But in Tamil Nadu now, government wants to support even those women who want to take this kind of a livelihood program. They are providing the free raw material because it's easy for them to collect because they are already spending money on that. But only they have to do in a methodical way. How to, instead of taking it and dumping outside, now they have to collect it like a harvesting systematically, and then give them in such a way that they be able to use it. So yeah, something of that kind. So, and governments can actually, now they are spending money to throw it out. Why not they spend money to make use it? And here, yes, we have to put some money to train the villagers. In terms of wage loss compensation or the stipend, kind of thing like that. This also requires a few tools and equipment and infrastructure. These are to be given to them. But these are one-time assets that's been created. And women can be the best entrepreneurs here because they can take it home and start working. It doesn't have to be at one place. They have to do it. And this is like a playful thing for them once they learn it. And the craft is such, it's a everyday improvement. Every day they see something new. Every day they see something creative. And even when they pick up the speed, they really enjoy it. and because every piece is money. So huge possibilities here.
I remember my dad was a human resources minister, and one of the biggest mistake or the Narega scheme, which gives money for free for 100 days in a year, if that money can be used to skill people like these kind of skills, it would be wonderful.
Yes.
The same Narega fees that they're giving around 700 rupees per day can be given to these ladies who are being trained as a stipend, and allow the training. Every village, as you said, can have training sessions.
Yes.
Once they're trained, what kind of earnings do they get?
Yeah. So suppose if I'll take a small example of the mat. That can be produced very quickly. And the mat is one just aspect of it. Say, for instance, basketry, which is a lifestyle product. Bags, handbags, they can make. The shopping bags they can make. The wallets can be made. The small purses, like kinds of things like that, and something like the mats, runners, and kinds of things. Even the curtains can be made. Not curtain actually. The slides can be made out of it. There is no death of this production line. Everything has a marketability, and see, this will be more advantageous for our Indian rural population because they don't earn much. Any amount is a good amount for them. The least what they can earn, we were calculating it, minimum 5,000 to 10,000 in between, depending upon the amount of time they spend. After looking after their daily requirements of household issues, and if they just work 5 to 6 hours a day, and only 24 days a month, still they'll be able to produce, make anywhere around 5 to 10,000 rupees least, is what we were looking at it, without investing anything else anywhere else.
And if they do that, is there an outlet where they can supply their products?
Yes. Yeah.
Where are these outlets?
See, Fabinia has the very first day they came, they saw the production, they fell in love with it. They said, we want each one in 500, 600. So they selected a volume of them. So they are still waiting for us to say that, okay, we are ready with this. And that is a small one. They say, for instance, I'm talking about the Ramesh flowers. They'll pick up from anywhere in the country. So likewise, there are many others, like there are a variety of them. Now the other way is to go on to the online market. The Tamil Nadu government started a federation called Korkai, typically to market these products. So why not our government start doing something of that kind? And the Korkai Foundation is not going to charge anything. Rather, it's going to support the artisans by as a non-profit organization.
So what is the spelling and Korkai spelling?
Korkai, Korkai. I think it's Korkai is the name of the village, or they're one of those, I think, boats.
Okay. Something. And can anyone put up their product out there?
It's in the making. I don't know how they are going to come up with. It's in the making. Because the quick developments came up with this program, and they saw huge potential. So that's how they started. And they also have a few other crafts in different villages. They thought all of them put together, create a marketplace, and where government can support them potentially. That's how they are looking at it.
A special thanks to Kanimoli Madam for even thinking of this product and trying to make this happen.
Yes, yeah, we are very thankful to her because